The gamer type that I got was the gladiator type. Apparently, these guys are competitive, and they are likely to identify as hardcore players. I think in my case they are both true. Here is my motivation profile. As you can see, action, mastery, and the social aspects ranked visibly higher than the others. When we take a look at the secondary motivations, you can see that excitement, competition, challenge, and strategy are higher than the other ones. One of the two games I want to show as examples for these motivations is For Honor. For Honor merges the competition, challenge, and excitement in a really balanced way into a fun experience, at least for me. I want to do a little bit of explaining and give examples on why the game fits my criteria. As you can see here, I queued for a 1v1 duel, which is my favorite mode in For Honor. This mode matches you against another person, also considering your skill level. This game manages to pull off competition and challenge in a fun way, although it can be a little unbalanced at times. You can overcome challenges your opponent presents with skill only, even if you are playing as a weaker character. Since the heroes get reworked all the time, the best choice always changes, but you can keep up with skill alone. When it comes to the excitement aspect, I think it is born directly from the challenge you face. The harder it is, the more excited you get. Now, by pure chance, I managed to finish my speech just before the match began. As you can see here, my reputation level on PlayStation is only 2, so the game matched me with someone who is fairly new, with a reputation level of 1. Now, if you're wondering, why is it round 2, the game just began, that's because I got absolutely destroyed in the first round and I edited it out because I didn't want to make you see that.
Round 1.
Of course, instead of making you watch the entire match, I'm just going to focus on the points that are related to the video. The knowledge of your hero's moveset, your timing, and knowing where to use which move is what makes a player skillful in this game. The move you will see now is called Deflect. It requires really well timing and good reflexes, and usually takes a bit of practice until you can land your first one. The Deflect move I used here is an unblockable attack which continues even if I get hit during the animation, just like the one he's trying to use against me now. Here I use a dodge move, because that was the only way to avoid the unblockable attack. Since I managed to escape, it created an opening where I'm able to attack him with a light attack to end my dodge.
Victory! Round 3.
Here I initiate a backstab attack to cancel my opponent's attack after predicting that he will. I used my unblockable here, and he also initiated an attack. Since he's still performing the animation, my victory is now inevitable.
Victory!
And here, right before he lands the final blow on me, I again initiate a backstep move to first avoid the attack and hit right after.
Victory!
And that's the match. Things usually get a lot more complicated and exciting when playing against more experienced people. The few things you've seen in this match were means to show how players think to outplay each other, and I think it's really fun to compete against others in a way that forces you to think and act fast. Now, on to the second and arguably the better game. Sorry, I got a bit carried away there. The next one is Destiny 2. Such a shock, isn't it? This game is a shooter RPG, also referred to as a looter shooter. The game has PvP and PvE, the latter being obvious, but also a PvEVP mode, which I will not cover in this video. The Crucible is the PvP side of the game with a few different modes. Survival Playlist is the one treated as the main competitive mode. Of course, PvP has its moments and it's definitely challenging and at times exciting, but that's not why this game made the list. But I will still include a bit of PvP gameplay, and then after that I will cover the most exciting and challenging content the game has to offer. This time including the strategy aspect as well, which I got at 87% on.
Survival. Every death will cost you, Guardian. Fight smart. Five lives left.
This doesn't have something to do with the clip you just saw, but I wanted to add this in anyway. In PvP, especially Survival, which is competitive and it's the mode I'm playing right now, your focus doesn't only consist of the opponent, like it is in For Honor. You need to be aware of your teammates, the formation of the opponents, and the environment, which is almost everything. This is why this has much more strategy involved than For Honor. In For Honor Duel mode, your only focus is the opponent in front of you and their attacks, whereas in this one, nearly everything is your focus. Here, as soon as I spawn in, I went to the tunnel entrance to guard the heavy ammo, so that the enemies don't get it. And I didn't push to get it alone because that would have been my demise.
You're ahead on lives. Enemy team has no.
When I saw my teammate barricade the tunnel, I go in because I know I'm protected. Then, when the enemy tries to shoot my teammate behind me, I try to attack as soon as possible because his next shot won't be ready for around 1 second.
No reserves left. Finish them.
I keep checking the other side through the small hole between the glaciers and the wall because I saw some movement there. Which then results in a kill. When I understand the enemy's direction, I throw 2 ice shurikens, knowing that both will bounce towards him and freeze him. Well, this is it for PvP, both because I don't have much time, and it's now time to talk about the raids. Raids are the hardest and the most rewarding activities in Destiny. And the most you can go in with is 6 people. This here is footage from my livestream of the Deep Stone Crypt raid that came out November 21st, 2020. However, this is the footage of the raid in contest mode. Contest mode is a mode that makes the raid really hard for the first 24 hours of its release. If you complete the whole raid in 24 hours, you get a really cool emblem, and each raid has a different one. We were prepared for this one. It requires you to solve puzzles, understand mechanics, apply them, avoid death as much as possible while being 20 power under all of the enemies in the raid, which is a lot. The world first team beat the raid in around 6 hours, but it took my team exactly 14 hours. We didn't sleep, we just fought. The footage you saw was the second encounter of the raid out of 4, which took us 6 whole hours, and it was the hardest encounter in the raid. This actually proved an amazing challenge. We didn't sleep for 14 hours straight starting from 9 PM, and it was really hard, but it was worth it because the emblem is really cool. The video is done here, but I just wanted to include the moment of our success in that raid I just talked about, so you can watch it if you want to.
Divinity'yi yine sık, Divinity'yi yine sık.
Tamamdır.
Ben şimdi bekliyorum. İleri gidince sıkacağım.
Deli o hasar yedi lan deli gibi. Bu solda.
Devam et.
Sıkıyor diyor ki vurun.
Öbür yerde sık, orada vuracağım. Öbür yerde sık, orada vuracağım.
T'yi sıktım ben.
Sık Divinity, burada sık, burada sık, burada sık.
Vuruyorum, vur.
Vurdum.
Iskalamadın değil mi?
Iskalamadım.
Mor ölmezsek kazanmamız lazım artık.
Nerede?
Golden Gun
Solla.
var mı?
Yok gibi.
Maalesef.
Yetecek bu sefer yetecek. Tamam, bitti. Ama